This episode of VV Rider is brought to you by WJCT, Jacksonville's public media outlet.
With the cost of electricity keep going up and up, I figured, you know what, let's go solar, let's get an e-car and see where it takes us.
On this episode of VV Rider, we're on our way to meet Whitney West, who lives in a small neighborhood on the south side of Jacksonville. She and her husband David recently decided the time is right to make the switch to solar and zero-emission driving.
So we got our Tesla and we figured out how much money we were saving in gas. And then I found an app that told us how much money, like how many gallons of gas we're saving, how many electricity we're saving, everything. So I figured, why not just go solar too? So we went up to Momentum and asked them, okay, what's the logistics? And they broke it down to us. And it just made sense. Even with us switching to solar with the solar panel cost, our electric bill was going to go down just a little bit. So what we did was we just kept saving. And once we got our first bill from Momentum, we're going to pay that off. So our electricity bill is going from $168 to just $34. And my whole house is run off of the solar panels and the battery. It's great.
Whitney and her family are proving that going solar isn't just good for the environment, but it's also good for the wallet.
So they were able to create an array of solar panels on my roof just so I can power enough and just a little bit more because JEA does not buy back one for one. And so no matter what, I'll have a little bill from JEA, but eventually down the road, I'm really hoping JEA will buy back energy, so that way I'm actually making money off JEA.
JEA is Jacksonville's public utility. Whitney is referring to JEA's net metering policy, which was rolled back in 2018, making the payback period longer for rooftop solar customers that send power back to the grid. How many days do you make more power than you use?
Every day.
Every day. Now, what about on a cloudy, rainy day?
The cloudy rainy day, that's where it influx, where I'm going to use more from the grid than I am for my solar panels. So on a sunny day, of course, I'm going to get so much energy where I'm going to be able to buy back. I'm going to be able to do laundry and not have to worry and do all this extra stuff projects. But on a cloudy day, it's like, all right, I'm not going to get that much, but it'll be enough to cover. Plus, I have my battery that I charge up to 100%. So after the sun sets, I have my battery to rely on.
Are you finding that so far, to the best of your knowledge, you're lasting through the night on the battery?
Yeah, we are 64% energy efficient based on the panels and the battery. So, and that's with the heat running right now, as it has been cold over the night. All the lights turned off, so we're becoming more energy efficient. I've taught the boys to turn off the light when they leave the room, which is a struggle, but they're getting better with it. So they're able to turn off their light, open their curtains for sunlight. If they're leaving the room, turn your light off. So we're just getting more aware of how much energy we're using, where if we're not in a room, turn the fan off. You know, like stuff like that adds up.
Talk to me about payback. How long do you see until you're actually either break even or making money on your solar system?
Well, I'm able to pay off my solar panels as soon as I get the bill. So automatically, I'm already going to be making money.
And explain how that's working.
So you don't get billed until they're live and go. Mm-hmm. So this project took four months to do.
Okay.
Once I get my first bill, because it took so long too, they're giving me 2 months free. Once I get that first bill, I'm paying off the panels. Then I'll be getting my federal credit back from my taxes, and then I'll also be getting my $4,000 back from JEA. So all that money will go towards the panels. I'll pay them off with the rest of what's left over from my savings account, and we'll be saving money from the get-go.
Forbes reports the federal government provides a 26% tax credit for systems installed through 2022, and JEA currently offers a $2,000 incentive for installing qualifying battery storage systems. Although that incentive was higher when Whitney bought her battery. She's also installed a smart sprinkler system.
It measures by the weather. So if it's raining that day or raining in the future, it will skip that watering. Based upon how many inches of rain I got, it automatically knows how long to run for. It knows the dormant season. Time changes everything, so that way I'm conserving water. So pretty much all my appliances, oven, dishwasher, all the light bulbs, everything you can think of in my house is energy efficient.
Whether you're looking for a more environmentally friendly lifestyle or just trying to lower your expenses, Whitney says even the small stuff adds up.
It's just little things that if it's bothering you and there's something you can do to improve it, fix it. There's nothing stopping you just except money, right? Well, if you can look on tax credits, for instance, the solar panels, I was able to figure out if I was to get solar, $7,500 of it was going to be covered by the government. Then I saw JEA had incentives. So I'm like, oh, okay. And at that time it was $4,000. Now it's $2,000. But still, that's free money given to you.
Whitney's solar system cost about $27,000 before the local and federal incentives. Whitney also switched to an EV, buying a Tesla Model Y. They recently took it on a trip to Philadelphia. Some people worry about range anxiety when it comes to electric vehicles, but Whitney says road tripping is no problem.
So every time we had to charge a stop, it's like filling up gas at a gas station where you can get the kids out, change diapers. It was the same thing, get a bite to eat, and while you're doing that, you're charging. So it's kind of the same thing of when you're having a road trip with your kids, if they can make it to that stop, even if they can't make it to that stop, you're utilizing your time wisely of, okay, this is the next stop, here's what we're gonna do. We're in, we're out, and we're on the back on the road.
Whitney and her husband David aren't done yet. They're also considering buying an electric Ford F-150 Lightning after it goes into production to replace David's current gas-powered F-150. The West family is proving that we can move toward a zero-emission future one spark at a time. If you've enjoyed this episode of EV Rider, please give it a like and subscribe so I can bring you more environmentally friendly stories about the people and places that make Florida special.